continue my next installment of Modern Witchcraft for Beginners, let's talk about magic. Woo! Let's get into it. Hey everyone, it's Anya. Welcome to the season of Anya, where together we are building a wonderful, inspiring, uplifting, and empowering community full of witches, yogis, mystics, and everyone else in between. All sorts of spiritualists through understanding, connecting, and diving deep and surrendering to the powers of yoga, magic, and witchcraft. Witchy disclaimer, if you haven't seen the other parts of my Modern Witchcraft for Beginners series, I highly implore you to stop what you're doing right now, get on that playlist linked up above, blue, 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 and check it out right now. Not because I'm trying to get more views, but honestly, I am taking all of us on a journey through understanding what it's like to be a modern witch. And through this journey, it requires practice and requires an understanding. And it's kind of like building blocks. We don't just start with doing all sorts of rituals and witchcraft and summoning things, but rather building a very natural, a very intuitive practice. So if you haven't checked that out, I really implore you to do so, but hey, do what you want. I ain't your mama. When I first started learning about Wicca or witchcraft, like many, many moons ago, we're talking like when I was a little teenager trying to be all edgy and cool, I'm like, magic, wow, what the heck? You know, what is this? This is a world beyond recognition. This is something else. Yes, but not really, fam. No, not really, fam, at all, actually. And a lot of mundanes or a lot of skeptics are like, what is this? This is stupid. Like, how can I get behind a practice that talks about magic when we are not living in a Harry Potter world? We are not living in a fantasy. Sorta. Hang with me and we'll get into it. Living a magical life really is about living a life through the lens of awe and wonderment. It's about romanticizing your life and however that means to you. Whatever you are looking for, whatever you want to create it. Let's create it together. Magic can be as simple as letting yourself getting lost in the awe and wonderment of nature. Honestly, that's kind of where it started for me. As somebody who was looking for a higher calling, a higher power to guide and direct me on the spiritual path that I've chosen. When I was in those early phases, I had all these expectations of grandiose. But what I didn't realize is witchcraft is very much a grounded, nature-based practice. Maybe it's time we ask ourselves, when was the last time we really connected with the beauty and wonderment of a sunset? When was the last time we really paid attention to the colors and all the different depths and layers of the sunset? It's not just like, wow, this is a nice sunset, but allowing ourselves to really receive the magic, the energy, if you will, of the sunset or nature. Looking at the trees and realizing like, wow, it's not just a pretty tree with leaves. And you know, let's be honest, half the time when I was in my lowest of lows, I wasn't even looking at the pretty trees. You know what I mean? It's like tunnel vision, tunnel vision, tunnel vision. Probably because of my neurodivergence, but also because of all the other things and like, oh, gotta go, task. You know what I mean? Magic is when time stops. It's about understanding and allowing yourself to connect with liminal space, liminal energy. Yes, I also have a video all about that. And it's about really choosing to make what you want of a moment. Making what you want of a moment can be, again, as simple as connecting and just allowing yourself to be inspired. How often do we find ourselves in these situations where we're like upset, disappointed, sad, stressed, mad, depressed, all the things. And we just get caught and lost in our own thoughts, in our ego, in this, in that, and just kind of allow life to fade away. Magic is nature, but it's not just nature. Magic can be something as simple as making a wish on a dandelion. And when you make that wish, when we make that wish, connect with that wish, connect with the possibilities, connect with the essence of that wish, and truly allow ourselves, truly inspire and empower ourselves, rather, to believing that whatever I wish for, whatever we wish for, is going to happen. And to let it happen. Oftentimes we have expectations. Hello, recovering expectationist over here. Ask Dana, ask Taryn. Yes, I'm bad. Shame on me. But magic is understanding that things happen when they're supposed to. Sometimes magic can be seizing a moment and things happen rapidly, sure. But other times, things take time. And we have to allow ourselves to surrender to the process. Because here's the thing, we can't control magic. Sometimes we can. Sometimes we can add to the panache. I don't know, is that a word, panache? I don't know, I'm trying to be extra today. Sometimes we can add to to a moment, right, and do our parts to create and to make something happen. But other times it's about seeing a moment and allowing it to happen. A lot of times in spirituality, it's understanding that everything is working out for us, should we allow it to. And it's not on our timeline. My God, I've heard that one so many times. It's on divinity's timeline. It's on spirit's timeline. It's on God's timeline, the goddess's timeline. But it ain't on your timeline, is all I'm saying. We do not have control over it. We have control over our intentions. We have control over our desires. And we have control over what we're gonna do when we are finally given the opportunity to receive. A lot of times we have such inherently bad beliefs about ourselves that when we see a good thing coming our way, we refuse to believe that that thing is meant for us. Maybe because we don't think we deserve it, or maybe because we had a different expectation of how it was gonna look like. We packed it up in a pretty box, and when we made that wish, when we set that intention, we thought, hey, this is exactly how it's gonna be and nothing else. And then what happens is when the universe gives us what we want, we're too busy in our tunnel vision of how it's supposed to look. No, we don't allow ourselves to receive it, so don't do that. Magic is very much also in the essence of gratitude. So if you're struggling, and when we struggle to become magical, it's important to remember that, are we grateful? Are we in a mindset? Are we in a vibration of gratitude? So oftentimes the universe gives us little blessings all the time, and again, we're too caught up in our ways, or we're unappreciative of the little things that we forget to not just receive, but kind of. Gratitude is also a receiving mindset, but also we just forget to give thanks. And once we give thanks and just say what we're grateful for, even if it's 3 things, 10 things every single day, as minute or as grandiose as we want them to be, although the more small, the better, the more we raise our vibration and we attract more to us. Magic is also going with the flow. I am so much a recovering control freak that due to my upbringing and my life experiences, but due to those experiences, I find that I have to control everything, and I get so much crap from it, from literally everyone in my life, and I am trying so hard. But when I realize that when I realize and take the time to really surrender to the life I'm living, to the spiritual, beautiful life that I have, that I am so grateful for, when I allow myself to surrender and just let things happen and shut up and don't change the energy and just allow a moment to happen, a moment to pass, that's magic. I also do have another video on what is a witch's magic, very much the same concept, but I go into other kind of ideas, other examples. But for my modern witchcraft series, I wanted to kind of put a fresh video out here because living a magical life is so important. It's incredible, actually. When we raise the vibration of ourselves is when life suddenly starts to shift again. And I'm like, whoa, oh, that's it, there it is. Magic can be looking at yourself in the mirror. Mirror magic, hello. Building ourselves up, affirmations. Affirmations. If we're trying to build confidence, it could literally be looking at yourself in the mirror, naked or not, you do you. Telling yourself what a sexy, beautiful human being you are, what a confident human being you are. Or just saying, I am loved and I am deserving, and saying it with a smile and engaging with yourself. I always recommend working in 3s because, hello, it's a witch's kind of thing. But the power of 3, let it be. Build ourselves up. That is magic. We are changing our vibration. I mean, on a scientific standpoint, we are also rewiring the neurons of our brains. And if we think we're magical, guess what? Our higher selves thinks we're magical. I'm gonna link another video because this is so important. Mantra magic, another concept. Also, using affirmations when something amazing does happen is magic. For example, I do have another video which I will link. Mantra magic. It's using affirmations after good things happen to us. Even if it's something like, oh, I got that green light today, I was in a hurry, I was late for work, boom. Seal the deal with magic, with mantra magic, and say, everything is working out for me. Boom. Honestly though, it's really as simple as that. And we have to say it like we mean it, and I'm guilty of this. I could be like, I'm beautiful. Yeah, but if that's not really saying it. And I know this sounds very vain, but I actually have had to work a lot on confidence building over my life. And I'm just gonna be honest, like self-image, especially because struggled a lot, excuse me, with eating with my whole life. I really, you know, I was teased a lot as a kid. So yes, I have to tell myself all the time how beautiful I am because, you know, sometimes the noggin tells me otherwise, and it might sound trite and there are more important things to worry about, but you know what? This is about self-empowerment. So ramble aside, it's really about the way we say it with intentions, affirmations. It's not so much about I am. Put that punch in your voice, in your inflection. Put that energy into it, whatever it is. If it's, I'm gonna get a promotion. I am getting promoted. Say it. Not I'm getting promoted. Maybe I'll get promoted. I am getting promoted. I am getting promoted. The thing with magic too, make sure magic is wonderful and it is awesome and it is all about receiving. But don't forget to give back, my friends. Magic is a flow, and if spirit knows if we're taking too much for ourselves, spirit's gonna stop because that is not living our life in balance. Even if it's just something as simple again as building confidence, right? Make sure you're throwing a compliment to that cute dude across the room. You know, make sure you're saying something there or not. You know, maybe to a friend who struggles with body image as well, but something you actually mean, right? That way it comes off as authentic. Nobody wants, whether it's you to yourself, you to others, etc., nobody wants inauthenticity. If you have nothing nice to say, try to find something to say, even if it's something as simple as, I like your shoes, because you know what? That's authentic and that builds each other up. And that's what this journey as a witch is about. We build ourselves up first so we can build each other up. Oh God, what is wrong with me today? I've had too much caffeine, good God. Magic is also just a random act of kindness, maybe a surprise, especially when the other person doesn't expect it. That is magic. How can we brighten someone else's day? How can we give back? How can we do something to lift someone else up in whatever way? I have a witchy story time I could get into. I don't know if you guys like that, but I get these little affirmations from spirit all the time. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I had the weirdest experience, and I consider this kind of a magical teaching moment of law of reciprocity, if you will. But basically, last week at the salon, this woman came into me looking very frantic, and I was like, whoa, okay, hold on. Like, I'm not even in work. I didn't even have makeup on yet. Very frantic. She asked me to help her demat her hair. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not qualified for this. I don't know how to do this. And I mean, her thing was matted. I had a moment of realizing there was a teaching moment in there, absolutely. But I swear to God, this woman, she put a little something on me, because next thing I know, I wasn't able to help her. And internally I'm like, okay, if I really wanted to, I could make the time to help her. But I didn't. I was being selfish, and I'm like, no, I got money to make. That ain't worth my time. Look, I'm human like the rest of us. I really am. And I don't know what happened, but my next client, that very next client, who also witnessed all of this going down, which was kind of embarrassing for me because I probably could have handled it even better, but I was just so thrown off because I had one task, go to work, get to work. Anyway, my next client, the worst tangles after I rinsed out her highlights, mind you, the worst tangles I had to deal with possibly in my career, or at least in a very long time, to the point where I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to cut this woman's hair out. And that is not a good feeling as a hairstylist, let me tell you. But oh my God, I knew, I could feel that other woman. I was like, ooh, that's not good. Guess what? That is also magic in the sense that if you see something and you're getting a vibe, pick up on that vibe, good, bad, or ugly, because things happen and there's always a lesson. What was the lesson? You know what? Maybe I couldn't fix her whole problem entirely, but I could have at least made an effort to say, hey, I got 30 minutes. I'll work on you. I'll even do it for free. I'll work on you, but this is all I can offer. And you know what? I don't know. I'm just saying. Stuff like that happens to me all the time. It's a constant learning, and it's a constant vibrational shift that I'm attuned to, and many of us as witches can be attuned to should we connect with spirit through following the steps of my little series right here for Modern Witchcraft for beginners. So I'm gonna end it with that. I would love to know, drop a comment, because the algorithm needs some love right now. So let's bump up my channel, pretty please. What does magic mean to you? How do you incorporate magic into your day-to-day life? And how do you incorporate magic into other people's lives? Oh yeah, we're going a twofer. Let's get some thoughts out here, okay? Let's inspire the community. We're growing, we're connecting, so we need to bump each other up, you know what I'm saying? All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching and subscribing and being the awesome little witchy poos that you all are and putting up with my ass, putting up with myself, my witchy self. I appreciate you all. Yeah, I'm just so excited where this journey is going, and I have so much more to share with you, so be sure to hit that like button, drop a comment, hit that subscribe button, and all the things, you know, just because we are just getting started. I have lots more to say on this series of Modern Witchcraft for Beginners, so stay tuned for the next part. And by the way, P.S. notice I did not talk about spells at all. Nope, spells, that's not magic, my friends. Magic is in the everyday. So, on that note, so much love, so much gratitude, and so much healing to you on this never-ending journey. Bye.